Hey guys, this is MB from underdogchance.com and welcome back to my MLB betting model predictions from my MLB betting model. Yesterday I went 1-1 with small loss, minus 0.74 units, but I knew that my San Francisco Giants bet was not good even before the game started. I had San Francisco Giants, I had Miami. Miami was a winning bet, San Francisco Giants was a losing bet, but I knew from the start that San Francisco, not from the start, but I took San Francisco Giants at plus 113. But then before the game started, or a couple of hours before that, I saw that the line went up to, I don't know, plus 120 or something like that. So I knew it. The bet was not good. So I simply took a loss. And Miami, it was a good bet. And I made a small loss yesterday. So still 170 wins, 130 losses, plus 30, close to 37 units of profit to the season, which is amazing. Okay. Today I have two qualified bets. Before I share them, I want to say something about sports bettors characteristics. I recently received not many, but I received a couple of questions about what kind of characteristics must sports bettor have. I was also a guest on one Brazilian podcast, Sharpcast. I think I will put the link below so you can also watch it. But this is a common question a lot of sports bettors or people who want to bet ask me lately, or maybe this is how I see. But I think that there were a couple of questions about this. So what kind of characteristics? And I see one characteristic that not many, but some people don't have, and I see this from the start. Okay, and they are not detailed. Okay, those guys who read terms and conditions. I would say that people who read terms and conditions, they could be also good sports bettors. Okay, and then we have some other people who have no attention span. They don't have the ability to check the details. I receive questions, they know my site underdogchance.com, and then they ask me, hey, do you sell picks? So they didn't even take the couple of minutes to read what is on my website. They didn't even research a little bit. And why I'm talking this, because sports betting is all about research. And if you don't have this in your blood to research a little bit, to pay to the details, then you will have big problems in sports betting. Okay, it is the same if you want to play football or soccer or basketball. You need to be an athlete. Okay, maybe you can have the best technique, maybe you can throw the ball, but if you cannot run, if you are in bad shape, you will not be a pro athlete. The same is in sports betting. Okay, so, but those are characteristics. Okay, everyone should understand his own characteristics because we are all different. Some people are good at, I don't know, playing basketball. Some people are good at being a movie actor. Some people are good at singing. Some people are good at, I don't know, writing. We have different skills, and because of that the world is so beautiful, because of this diversity. We're all different. Every person is beautiful. Every human is amazing. Okay, but every human also has different skills. Okay, some people are more for sports, some people are for music, some people are for something else. And when we talk about sports betting, I think that sports bettors must be detailed. They must be a little bit detectives, and they need to have some researching skills. Okay, it is crazy when I saw on Facebook or on Twitter when someone asked in the comment, hey, what was the result of some basketball game? And I couldn't understand this, because you simply go to Google, type two teams, and you don't even need to click on the results. It will pop out. And such questions, such basic questions, what is closing line, what is probability, you simply type in the Google and you pop out, you see the answer. And those skills that you can find the information, this is so important for sports betting, because in sports betting information is important, and what you will bet. Information moves the line, right? And if you cannot find the information, if you're always asking and you cannot find the answers by yourself, maybe sports betting is not for you. Okay, I have a friend who is very good UX designer, right? And a lot of young people, so he's very successful. Okay, and a lot of people, a lot of young people, they have the idea to become UX designers. So UX designer is someone who create design for websites and for user experience. Okay, so it doesn't need to be a website, but any user experience. Okay, so when you open a computer, you have some user experience, and he make this user experience better. Okay, so we have mouse and we can click. Okay, anyway, and he's very successful, and a lot of young people saw his success and they had the idea to live like him, to have good money, freedom, beautiful girlfriend, and so on. Okay, and then they started writing him emails. Hey, I want to be UX designer. Okay, and at the start he said, okay, let's go to a coffee or I don't know what. But then he saw that a lot of these young people, they didn't even put even 5 minutes to research what is UX, right? And then when they come to him, they ask him, hey, what is the difference between UX and UI? And he said, come on, guys. So you're wasting my time, my precious time, because this is something you could find on the internet, on the Google, right? Because time is the most valuable part in our life. So me, myself, and also you, we have, let's say, 100 units of time on this world, right? And if you are lazy and if you steal someone else's time for free just because you couldn't Google it, that's completely crazy, right? Because you are basically killing someone else's time. And if you have a detective mind, if you have research skills, if you have attention span, then you can find all those things. And it is, I think this skill is very important in sports betting. So if you're a little bit detective and if you read terms and conditions and if you want to be pro athlete, this is not important. Okay, if you are, I don't know, movie actor, maybe when you sign a contract, but this is something manager will deal with this. Okay, this is not that important. But in sports betting, you need to be a little bit detective. You need to research a little bit. You need to find the information on Google. You need to be that guy. Okay, and a lot of people don't have this skill. Okay, and then I see this on Instagram, on everywhere. Hey, do you sell pigs? So the guy didn't even put 5 minutes. So I simply ignore these questions right now, right? Because I cannot answer everyone. I can sit down whole day and they will not bet. They will not even take I don't know, hours to learn betting. So they will waste my time. I will waste their time, and they simply don't research anything. Okay, they simply don't have research skills and self-awareness, so that you know yourself at which things you're good and at which things you're bad or weak. I think this is very, very important. If we can learn this at early stages in our life, then life would be much better and we would be more successful in our life. So if you can figure it out when you're 20 years old, that you're not detective, that you're not that you don't like data, that you don't like to look at information, and you like more little bit music or sport, of course you can go 100% into sport. Maybe you can go 100% in music, because you will never be the best at something which is contradictory to your characteristic. Okay, uh, and yes, and this characteristic is very important. Okay, the same is in on YouTube, right? uh, Such a basic questions. And I'm not, I'm here to help. I love to help people, but when you don't take even 5 minutes to research a little bit what is sports betting, what is probabilities, and how this works, this is everything for free on the internet. And the craziest things the craziest thing I saw was, as I said, one guy asked someone on Facebook what was the result for some basketball game. I don't know. It was maybe CSKA against Barcelona, whatever. He asked this, and then he was waiting. I don't know, 15 minutes. So the other people answer this result. While at the same time, he could just click on Google, type CSKA, Barcelona, enter, and he would get the result. In the first thing would be, and this was, I was thinking about this. How is this possible? But then I figured out that some people simply don't have the skill, don't have the ability to see this, and we are simply different. Okay, I can also not run, I don't know, 10 kilometers. I cannot run a marathon. I can also not sing because I'm not good at it. I can also not dance. I'm bad or weak at many many things. But it is good for you and for all of us if you can be self-aware and throw out the ideas what would be good, because I would also like to be a porno actor. I'm joking, right? But this wouldn't be okay because I'm probably not good at it, or maybe movie actor or something like that. It is okay that we can be so self-aware that we see at what we are good and at what we are bad. Okay, of course, if there is still passion, there's still way. So, but you will need to work a little bit more to fight against your characteristics. And at the end, the win is even bigger, right? But in sports betting, this skill that you can research, that you can pay attention to details, that you can read, that you can go to the details and be simply attentive, that you have attention to details. This is so important. I cannot even express. Of course, I'm not here to tell anyone to stop betting, but I just want to give you the idea so you can maybe write on a paper. I'm good at dancing, at music. I'm bad at, I don't know. I have I have trouble, for example, reading books. I don't like math. I don't like statistics. I don't like, I don't know, nature. I love pets. I love animals. So you write down what you like, what you don't like, what are you good at, and what are you not good at. And then from this, you can see if this is something you will need to put a lot of effort for minimum results. And a lot of sports bettors are not good at it. Okay, I they are simply not motivated. I saw one young guy a couple of years ago. I saw his pictures on Instagram. He was on the beach, girls, I don't know, fitness, and he wanted to bet. And I knew from the start the questions he sent me and everything else. I knew that he will not be good at sports betting because his focus is somewhere else. Okay, he was not, he was probably. Uh, he was probably scrolling on the phone without attention. Attention span is small. Sometimes when you create a betting model, you need to be focused. You need to think about betting models. You need to think about probabilities. You need to think about regression analysis, about the formulas, how you will put them together. And your mind need to be calm and focused. If you cannot pay uh, if you cannot pay attention to the details, how can you even create or bet, right? And this is something. So if there is one characteristic I think will help you for a better results in sports betting, this is paying attention to details, be detective a little bit, and know how to find the information, because sports betting is all about information. The numbers are information. This is the language. Numbers are the language. Okay, this is how we express something that happened on the field, right? When I say they scored 3 runs, this is a description of something that happened on the field, and this is the language. So what is a language? Language is some information that you want to tell someone else with some voice, right? And the numbers are the same. So we don't use voice, we simply use these signs, which are called the numbers, which are beautiful, and math and statistics. So we don't need a lot of letters or a lot of voice. So when I say 3 runs, you know that it was 3 runs. So if I want to describe this, then I need to say, okay, this guy scored 1 second. It is a whole story. But if I say three, we exactly know how much, and it is very precise. And this is why numbers are simply a language, right? And we need to understand this language, and we need to be attentive. Okay. Of course, you don't need to be attentive, but for the best results, for the best experience in sports betting, you need to be that guy, to pay attention to details, uh, not just scroll on the internet. So sit down, have a focus, and this is so important, right? Of course, you can also play basketball, for example, and you don't have you're in a bad shape, but the experience will not be the same. The same is in sports betting, right? And many times I see from the first questions if the guy is for sports betting or if he's not for sports betting, right? So when they ask some basic questions, which could be found on the internet, I know that they are really not motivated. Okay, they just have the idea most of the time. My friend, he said that he created a list of 15 questions now for that UX, right? So when young people send him the questions, they need help, they want to meet him. He simply sent these 5 questions. He tell them that they need to find and research on the internet and know all those 15 questions, and then they can come to him so they don't waste his time, right? And I was also thinking about this about sports betting, to create 15 questions. So everyone who will write me the email for the first time, right? Of course, that I will send him some blueprint or questions that he should find on the internet and do his own research, so he don't waste my time. um, because of course, a lot of people wants to have free mentorship, right? And this is why I raised my mentorship, so my hour is $1,000 per hour. Not because I want to charge this, but I don't want that people waste my time. And this year I will raise it to 5,000 or 10,000 American dollars for mentorship, because I receive a lot of questions. So from all kind of people who don't even put any effort into this. And I'm not talking about the members, but I see that this is a big problem in sports betting, right? uh, People don't understand how much time someone must put into something to create something and to have results. And they simply want everything for free, and they waste time. And they waste time because they have the idea of money, and they waste time because they simply don't have this uh, research skills and research motivation. Okay, so if you're young and if you're a new sports bettor, and if you can find this out, if what are your characteristics, this can help you in the long run. Okay. uh, so okay, I was a little bit longer, but I didn't want to offend someone. But this is something I think it is very important. Okay, this is something I think is very important. Of course, if you're a member or something like that, of course I'm always happy to help. But if you're new to sports betting, if you know send emails and such basic questions, this is probably the reason why someone don't answer you. Okay, because the basic questions that could be answered within one click on the Google, this is something you should already know. So before you ask someone, you should exhaust all the free information from the internet. Okay, and no matter what you do, because if not, then you're probably wasting time of that guy. Okay, and this is why mentorships and coaching one-on-one are so expensive, because people simply value their time. And once you become financially free, time is the only thing that matters, not money, right? So if someone hires me and pay me 1,000 American dollars, this will not make a big difference for me, but it will make a big difference because of the time. Okay, so he will not waste my time. And if I charge $1,000 per hour, I know that he will ask me very specific questions that I can help him. So he don't waste my time. I don't waste his time. And I hate to say, but this is the best solution for all of us, right? Uh, Free business model is never good. Free business model never worked. Okay, and I like to communicate with you. I have something in my eye. I like to communicate through my videos with you. Okay. Anyway, let's go to today's projections. Uh, I have two qualified bets, so let's start with the first one. Kansas City Royals, Tampa Bay Rays. No value. As you see, my numbers and bookmakers numbers are pretty similar. Minnesota, Detroit, average pitcher. Atlanta, average pitcher as well. I will skip these games. Then we have Pittsburgh, Miami, Luis Ortiz, Jesus Luzardo. We have right-handed pitcher, left-handed pitcher. And based on my projections, Miami is a qualified bet. I had Miami yesterday too, and they beat Pittsburgh. And I hope that they can beat them today as well. And I also have Miami at 1.75 units in first 5 innings. Okay. Seattle, Baltimore, no value. My numbers and bookmakers numbers are very similar. Texas, New York Yankees. I still don't have the odds from bookmakers, but also my projected lines, I have Texas as a small favorite. Maybe there will be some, I don't know, pitching change or lineups change. Then the numbers will probably change. But at this moment, there are no odds, and those are my projected odds. Okay. Mets, Philadelphia. My numbers and bookmakers numbers are very similar, close to even game, no value. Oakland, Toronto. My projected odds plus 261 on Oakland, bookmakers plus 253. So basically the same numbers. This is very interesting and very fascinating with this betting model, because when we have such a odds, also betting model has small odds in this situation, and it is very close to the bookmaker. So this is always a good sign. Milwaukee, Cleveland, Wade Miley, Shane Bieber, no value. Maybe no value, not even close. So as you see, not qualified, and 0.33. Boston White Sox, Bello, Giolito, two right-handed pitchers. I have Boston at minus 120, bookmakers minus 110, no value. Okay. LA against Colorado, Sandoval, Freeland, not qualified, no value. Washington, San Diego, not qualified, similar numbers. Houston, Dodgers, we have average pitcher for Dodgers. And Arizona, San Francisco Giants, maybe small value with San Francisco, but still not good enough. Okay. Okay, so that's it from me. And again, I didn't want to be harsh or something like that. I just wanted to give you a little bit other perspective, so that you can benefit from betting. And I think it is important to understand yourself. Okay. As I said, we are all different. World is beautiful. We have different characteristics. Some people love music, some people love sport, some people love numbers, some people are extrovert, some people are introvert, and they like to sit in front of computer whole day, and they check the details, they research numbers, and this is their home, right? Some people like to be outside in the nature, on the sports field. They like to talk to other people, they like to dance, and they're maybe not for sports betting, or maybe some people can, right? But it is very important to understand. So, but being someone who can find information, being someone who can research information, being someone who can learn, being someone who can pay attention to details, those are characteristics of a good sports bettor. Okay. And some people don't have it. I also understand that a lot of people are just jumping from idea to idea. Some, especially I'm talking about younger people, right? They're jumping from one idea to another idea. Today they want to bet, tomorrow they want to play poker, the next day they want to be movie actors, then they want to sell drugs, then they, I don't know, want to go to the college, then they want to make Instagram. I completely understand this, right? They are still looking different ideas. They have the idea of money, but we as creators, we who are a little bit older, we need to be with a lot, because with the internet, more and more people are connected, right? Uh, and this is why we need to set that line, so we don't waste the energy for something or for someone who is not really motivated for sports betting, right? If I would share my sports betting models for free, then everyone who would have 5 minutes of time, that young guy, for example, he would bet, he will, I don't know, do something with this betting model, then he will play poker, he will then do something else, and he will not do it seriously. And this is why we need to value our time, value our work, set the line or set the price, and also you, whatever you do in your life, no matter what you do, value yourself, set the line, set the high price, so that only serious people can come to you, right? Okay, I'm not talking about friends or those people, of course. And if you have extra energy to help other people, because my goal is to help as many as possible people, but you need to value your time. You need to set the line so that all those who are not serious cannot uh, come into your circle, because when people who are not serious come into your circle, they will take your energy and time, and you can lose a lot of energy and time, and you could spend this time and energy for something else which can be much bigger, and you can help other people who really need help, right? um, well, this is something I was thinking about this today, okay? um, and I'm not saying that this is absolute truth. Those are just my thinkings and what I think about this. But this is definitely one thing that uh, I had to learn through my journey as well. Because at the start, I I gave my time to everyone. I gave my time to everyone, right? And 90% of people were not serious. 90% of people had just the idea of betting, of models or statistics or something like that. And they didn't want to put any effort. They didn't want to read my articles. They didn't want to read. And then they simply wanted to have personal coaching for free. And I gave them my time, my energy, and this time and energy could be spent for my daughter, for my family, for something else, right? I was divorced back then, so of course this is not the reason, but sometimes you spend a lot of time and energy for someone who is not serious, and we have limited time and resources of energy in our life, and we need to spend it wisely, okay? And the older you are, the more financial stable you are, the more you value yourself, the more you set higher price for your time that you share with some people, especially those who are not serious, okay? Okay, that's it from me today. Okay, this was completely honest. Some people will like it, some people will not like it, but this is how it is, right? When some people say me, why you don't give free everything? Well, why you don't? I will ask you again. I will ask you why you don't work for free. Why you have a job, and why you ask salary? You simply trade your time for money, right? The same with everyone. We are all on this world, so we trade some energy and time, and we want to have some compensation, because the time is the thing that we cannot get back. And those people who wants everything for free, they are the first that will not give anything for free. At least this is something I saw, right? So if you ask a salary at your job, then you understand that someone else need to trade your time or body for something else, okay? And this is the main concept, and I think this is okay concept, okay? Everyone who works something must be paid and must be compensated for something, and this will market tell if something is worth or not, okay? Okay, a little bit philosophical today, but I hope you will still enjoy it. Thank you.